After 8 epic rounds of sprint racing, the Repco Supercars Championship shifts to endurance mode for the year's longest races. After 6 years, the Ryco Enduro Cup is back, and this year we have a brand new curtain raiser for the Repco Bathurst 1000. So, what is the Enduro Cup, and why does it matter more than ever in 2025? Let's break it down. The Ryco Enduro Cup is contested over the AirTouch 500 at the Bend and the Repco Bathurst 1000. For the Enduros, we double up, with the stars of supercars joined by co-drivers for the biggest races of the season. In September, we head to South Australia for the very first Enduro at the Bend Motorsport Park, with teams to tackle a 500km Enduro in South Australia for the first time. In October, we then head to the mountain for the Holy Grail, the Repco Bathurst 1000. After 1500 kilometres of racing, the driver pairing with the most points after the 2 races wins the Ryco Enduro Cup. So, why does it matter more in 2025? Drivers are fighting for remaining final spots, with the top 10 locked into the playoffs. The winner of the Ryco Enduro Cup clinches a finals berth and gets 25 bonus points. The stars of supercars are being joined by co-drivers who hold the key to victory. But you're probably thinking, how can 2 drivers share a car? The answer is driver changes. If you're new to endurance racing, driver changes are both crucial and required by the rules to get from the green flag to the checkered flag. In supercars, the minimum driving time is 37%, meaning a driver must complete a minimum of 60 of 161 laps at Bathurst and 38 of 102 at the Bend. The faster the driver change, the better chance you have of winning. Drivers spend all weekend practicing driver changes, and not every driver is the same. If there's a height difference between drivers, one will have a seat insert made out of foam to be more comfortable in the car. These changes are heavily regulated, from when you undo your seatbelts to managing pit lane speed. Driver changes have cost teams races before, so it's vital they get them right. If they don't, it could be the difference between winning and losing. Refueling looks different at the Enduros, with fuel churns replaced by fuel towers. Refueling in sprint races was done via handheld churns, and fuel tanks were 133 litres. For the Ryco Enduro Cup, the old refueling towers return, with a 2-way nozzle able to pour in more fuel. Teams will take every opportunity they can to practice refueling, as it can make or break your race. Strategy is everything in the Enduros, and the faster you are in pit lane, the better. A change to minimum driver time will lead to shorter stints, which will result in more strategic pit windows and decision making, while also ensuring co-drivers are forced to complete their laps over more than 2 stints. With so much on the line, teams will need to nail their stops, and refueling is a huge part of the story. The Ryco Enduro Cup will be headlined by 2 races, a 500km race at the Bend and a 1000km race in Bathurst. There will be practice sessions on each day before race day, with co-drivers also getting dedicated sessions to get their eyes in for the year's biggest races. Primary or main drivers will then qualify, with the fastest 10 drivers going into the Boost Mobile Top 10 shootout. The fastest driver scores pole, and the starting grid is set. From there, the fastest combination wins the race. However, teams will need to nail strategy, drivers will need to stay out of trouble, and as we've seen often, there will be an element of luck. In 2025, there are 3 wildcard entries from 3 different teams. So, who are they? The leader of the pack is down at Triple Eight, led by none other than 7-time Bathurst winner Craig Lowndes. The Supercars Hall of Famer will be joined by a son of a gun, Zach Bates. Lowndes is 30 years older than Bates, who won last year's Super 2 title. No wildcard has ever won a race, let alone the Bathurst 1000, and these guys will be hoping to make this one count. Rylan Gray and Lockie Dalton are flying the flag for Tickford Racing, with the 2 rising stars pairing up in a 3rd Tickford Mustang. It will be a first Bathurst start for either driver, with Gray and Dalton both making solo wildcard starts earlier this season. Then there's Matt Stone Racing, who has pitted 2 famous names alongside each other. Cameron Crick returns with Aaron Seaton in a 3rd MSR Camaro. They're called wildcards for a reason. These guys are blowing in and hoping to cause an upset. So, could it happen in 2025? Get your tickets now at supercars.com to find out.